stream
All
starting
right,
soon.
welcome to another episode of the Otaku Informers. This time for a special Japan report for our Otaku Informer on the ground in Japan, Matt Kakashi.
Yeah, Matt Kakashi.
All right, Matt, what do you want to inform us about Japan today?
All right, so last week was the Obon holidays not schedule, but holiday period. So it's about a week. Usually it's about a week in Japan in August where most people can take off work, go back see their families, relax a little bit, and then go back to the grindstone. But for me this time, my girlfriend and I went to Osaka to visit Super Nintendo World. And, well, all of Universal Studios Japan, but I was only really caring about Super Nintendo World because it's freaking Nintendo in a theme park. Um,
Wow.
before I get into that, I'll just do like a quick review of USJ, Universal Studios Japan. Like, so there's a big Harry Potter section that's right beside the Nintendo section, and then there's a big Minions section. Those three are probably the three sections that are the newest and probably the ones that are the worth the most to see. The rest of the park feels like it's in the 90s still because there's like a Terminator 2 ride. I'm like, what? A Terminator 2 ride? Like you can't even update it to 3 or something? What the hell? Then there's like a big part which is just like Jaws. And not
Oh my.
just Jaws 1, not the other ones, Jaws 1.
Oh, the good one. The
And
good one.
yeah, the good one, right? But like, and then Waterworld. You remember
Oh my
Waterworld? This like
god,
obscure movie from the 90s?
with Kevin
They still have
Costner.
this giant stage show. Like, it takes up a big part of the northern part of the park where it's just the stage show for Waterworld. And I'm going, am I like, did I take a time machine back to the 90s or something? Because this is amazing. But, anyways, Super Nintendo World. So, you can buy one of these bands, right? So, and it's one of those like slap ones, right? Where it goes like that. If you buy one of these bands, you can interact with things all over the Mario Park. So, like, there's giant question mark cubes. And if you have one of these bands, you can literally punch it and you can hear the coin noise. So, you get no coins on the app that's in your phone. And, like, the whole Nintendo World Park is basically like a giant game if you get one of these bands. Let me just load up the app for you real quick. I still have it. It's really
Did,
cool. Like,
did you
honestly, I was really impressed by it. There we go. Super Nintendo World.
did you have to download it beforehand before going to USJ?
You don't have to. I did just for preparation. Um, but like, so first, if you decide to buy the band, you buy the band, then you connect it to this app, and it detects, okay, you got the Luigi one, so you're Team Luigi. Or there's Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Toad, and Yoshi that you can buy from one of these bands. So you can be one of those teams. And then, like I said, up here is your coin count. So every time you see a giant question mark block or another normal yellow block, you can punch it and you'll get coins up there. The coins don't really do anything, it's just fun. It's just fun to punch something and you hear the coin, you're like, yeah, I'm actually Mario. What the hell? Um, and then there's like all these stamps. I don't know. Yeah, all these stamps that you can get. So like each one is something different. Like if I scroll down to this one, I got this stamp, Rosalina, just
Hmm.
because I visited in the summer. So they
Oh,
make it really repetitive. They're like, "Oh, you want all the stamps? You have to come back in winter to get the winter stamp too," or like
Oh my god.
stuff like that. Um,
I wish the stamps were not
then
digital.
if what?
I wish the stamps were not digital. I wish they would give you something
Oh, I wish the
physical.
stamps were not digital either. That would have added to it. But I'm like, eh,
Yeah,
I'm sure that down the line they're gonna think of like the Fate model where you can just print your GIF,
true.
your your
yeah.
your JPEG. But anyway, continue.
Man, I wish that existed here.
um. So the actual land is well, the entrance is one of the best parts. So the entrance is like the giant green tube, right? You know, the giant green tunnel thing that's synonymous with Mario. You actually go through that, and so you're going through the tunnel, and on the inside there's like lights all over the place, and then you hear the sound of you going into the tunnel, like the do 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 do, right from the games. So it sounds like you're actually entering the Mario world, and then you get out of the tunnel, you go into Peach's castle, and then you get out of Peach's castle, and it opens up to the main area. And I was, yeah, really cool. I'll send some pictures to you guys on Discord or something, just so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about.
I put a picture.
But hmm?
There's a picture on the screen right now. Like there's a
Oh,
picture of the
okay.
world. Yeah, if you check on Twitch. But yeah, no, go continue.
The last thing I'll say before you guys can ask questions if you have anything is there's only two main rides.
Yeah.
There's a very small, short, slow type Yoshi ride where it's just like it's called Yoshi's Adventure, and it's just like you get on a little Yoshi. It's physically a Yoshi, so it's like a two-man Yoshi, and then you just go along this track, looking around, looking at the scenery, and then if you see a giant Yoshi egg, you press a button that's in front of you to correspond with the color of the egg, and if you get all three eggs right at the end, then you get a special stamp that says, "Oh, you got all three eggs correct." And then it's like, yeah, I'm like, okay. I kind of like this stamp thing. It makes you actually like get involved with things instead of just not caring. Because it's like if the stamp wasn't there, I wouldn't care if I got all three eggs right. I would have been like, yeah, whatever. But I was like, oh, I can get a stamp. Cool. You know, this digital piece of thing that means nothing. And then the second ride,
That just made me
the
laugh.
digital
This
piece
digit
of
that means
nothingness.
nothing.
The
Yeah, that
completionist
means nothing.
wet dream. The completionist wet dream.
Yeah. The last ride is by far the best part of the whole park. It's basically Mario Kart, but it's so cool how they do it. So you get this AR visor. So they give you this little Mario hat, and then once you go into the Mario Kart, there's this AR visor that you connect to the Mario hat, and then like you get this heads up display of all the Mario characters surrounding you because it's a race, right? You're in Mario Kart. So they're racing beside you through this AR visor, and like you see coins, and if you look at the coins, it picks the coin up for you. If you see one of the item blocks, all you do is you look at it, and then you press a button on your steering wheel, and it picks up the item block. You get an item, and then you can use it against the opponents in AR. And I was I was very impressed with that ride. That was very cool.
So how well made
Wow.
So
is the
thoughts
AR? The
very well. I was like, it was really impressive because it was super easy to set up and it just worked automatically. You don't have to do anything. All you do is you connect it to the visor they give you, and then that's it. And then it's like, all right, go ahead.
So, so that's kind of part AR and VR.
There wasn't any VR in this. It was really just augmented reality. You could still see everything around you. It was just the Mario characters that would pop up in real life
Oh,
because of
okay,
the
okay,
visor.
okay. Got it. Mostly AR. So they've already been doing that Nintendo with that Mario Kart AR, like,
Oh,
and
that's
Yeah.
true.
the Labo you interacting
Yeah,
that. So Nintendo's been like a bit ahead of the curve with AR, kind of.
that is true. I completely forgot about that Mario Kart game with the actual cart that you had to get
Mm.
and that you could like drive around your house and you'd see all the stuff. Yeah, that's cool. And I had never heard about the AR Mario Kart ride. I think I should advertise it more because whenever they show you whenever I saw videos of the park, I saw the Mario Kart, but I didn't know about the AR. I think that's something that's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah,
So,
the AR
mhm.
the AR Mario Kart ride is actually in the giant King Bowser section. So if you
Nice.
see a picture of the park, there's this giant King Bowser section, and that's basically all just the Mario Kart ride. But like you go into the Bowser Castle, and you see this
I
giant
see it.
statue of Bowser
Yeah,
at the entrance,
it's on the
and then
Twitch
like you're
page.
going through and you're seeing like Bowser's workshop, and you see his library, and like the library had so many cute references to Mario. Like there was a book on one of the shelves that was like, oh, what was it? But it was something like how to eat Mario Brother 100 different ways or something like that. It was like so many funny references
That
to
is
like what
funny.
Bowser would actually have in his library.
I like that. You see, these little details I like. What other small stuff like that did you were memorable to you?
um, well, I'll tell you what's not memorable. $8 for basically a slushy. I was
What?
just like, they're very smart business wise. So my girlfriend and I, after the Mario Kart ride, we were like, okay, we're thirsty. We want something to drink. Because also it was like 40 degrees out, and we were like, oh God. Um, so we go up to one of the staff, and all the staff are wearing basically Mario trousers, like Mario overalls. So it's like red and blue outfits and everything. Like, so where's some vending machines? I'm like, oh, sorry, sir, we don't have any vending machines in the Mario section. The only place you can get drinks is at the Mario food court area, basically. And we're
The
like,
cafe, right?
darn damn you. That's good business. Because they're like, you want drinks? You have to pay our overpriced drinks. I'm like, God damn it. And you can't leave the Mario section and come back in because the Mario section uses separate timed tickets that you have to
Oh,
apply for every day because it's so busy and so popular. So you can only go in once. So I was like, that's sneaky. That's sneaky.
I have a kind of like a tangent, but like related comment to that. It kind of makes sense. You have a ticket, but it's limited, right? There's limited space. But I
right.
went
Yeah.
to a wrestling event here a few weeks ago, and even though I had a ticket, I asked if I could leave and come back just to get food because they weren't selling food inside, and they told me you can't come back in. And I was thinking, why not? I have a ticket, but like, go menasai, sorry, which is kind of weird. Yeah,
That's just Japan for you. And they're like, oh, sorry, that's the rules. You ask,
yeah.
why can't I do that? They go, oh, sorry.
They can't tell you no, even though you have a ticket. But anyway, let's focus on Mario here.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, one last thing is because there's only two real rides, the way that they kind of not filler, but the way to make you feel like there's more in the area than there actually is there's lots of smaller activities. So like one of the smaller activities I did was there's the giant piranha plant right here, right above you, and you have to stop him from waking up. So
Oh.
around you, there's all sorts of clocks, like alarm clocks, and you have to run around hitting the alarm clock each time it turns red. Otherwise, it's going to wake up the piranha plant. And so you have to do that for like about a minute. You just have to keep pressing the alarm clocks to make sure he doesn't wake up. And if you win, you get another stamp in the app. And if
Nice.
you collect 5 of these special stamps, you can go to the special Bowser Jr. Ride. In the Bowser Jr. ride, you can only enter if you have 5 of these special stamps. So, unfortunately, got into the Mario section late, so I didn't have time to do all 5 of the smaller special stamp ones. I only got two, so I don't know what the special Bowser Jr. ride was, but that's another thing where they're like, "Oh, you want to see everything? You're gonna have to come at least two times probably, because you'll want to do the big Mario Kart ride, you'll want to do Yoshi, and then you'll want to do these small ones to get to the special ride." It's like, I see what you're doing here.
Now you learned your lesson, eh, Kakashi? Like you should have gone early because I was gonna ask if the special stamps cross over, right? Because
Yeah, they
if you
do.
did manage to get these five, and then you can go to the special ride. But your next visit, if you can just go directly to the Bowser Jr. or not, because that's how they get you, right?
Yeah, that's how they get you. I just checked my stamps, and they do carry over. I do have two of the special stamps still, so that's cool. I
No,
didn't know
but
that they carried over, but they still do.
oh, I saw earlier that they do carry over, but like mention since you mentioned that there's the special ones to unlock a gate, maybe those after you really unlock these five special, they just go, you open the gate, Mario Zero, and then you just go to the special ride.
Oh,
Yeah,
That would make more
it could be that.
business-wise sense, but we'll see.
The way it probably works is if you get all five to get to the special ride, then it resets. It's not like once you do it one time, you can go as much as you want. They probably reset that.
Yeah.
question.
But any other questions?
How much was the watch and how much was the entrance fee? And overall, how would you rate it? How would you rate the experience
Okay,
overall?
so the ticket. So you need a normal ticket to USJ first, and that's about, I think that's like $100 these days for one day,
My
Okay,
God.
for the
um,
whole Universal
or like
Studios? For
$80.
all of Universal
Yeah.
Studios.
So
Okay.
the ticket just to get into all of Universal Studios, I think, is like $80 to $100 for one day.
And you have to pay that.
Then you have to pay that just to get into Universal Studios, right? Then the special time ticket to get into Mario is free, thankfully.
Okay.
Thankfully, they're like,
Okay.
yeah, we won't charge you for that.
Okay,
It
okay,
is
okay.
free, but you
That's
have
good
to
then.
do it. Yeah, you have to do it through the app, and you have to be in the actual theme park. So I tried to get the time tickets back at my hotel before we went to the studio, and they said, no, you have to be in USJ to apply for the ticket.
Mm,
So that's another thing. You can't plan ahead and be like, okay, I want to get in as fast as possible
yeah.
tomorrow because you have to be in the theme park. So, and then this, if you do decide to buy it, because you can do everything in the Mario section without these. It's just you won't get the benefits of
Hmm.
like the stamps or like the fun game type aspects,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Ching.
Um, but one of these was, if you do conversion, $40.
Okay.
So very expensive just for a band that you can only use at the studio at the park.
I
But
like
it
how
is a cool.
yeah, it's cool. I like how there's
It's
like
cool.
it has kind of like the Luigi overalls. So you see like Luigi's pants
Yeah,
at the
Luigi
bottom.
overalls.
I do like that.
You can't not buy it if you're there. It's like
No,
one
you
of the,
can't.
and you can bring it home. So why wouldn't you buy it?
Question: did they only have the Mario and Luigi watches, or can you get like a Yoshi watch, or a Toad watch, or a Bowser watch?
There's Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, Toad, Peach, Daisy.
Okay, interesting. All right, so
I have another
any
question.
yeah.
Yes, I have another question, but it's outside of thing because you went to USJ. Did they still have the Attack on Titan corner? I see many pictures of that. Did you find that? The giant titans eating you and
So the Attack on Titan corner does still exist. Like, so they changed one of their old main rides into an Attack on Titan ride, and like outside it, there's an Attack on Titan house that's selling like a Levi popcorn, and you can get like a special Levi figurine where he's sitting down on this giant chair,
That
and
sounds
then you
cool. I
can
would
lift
like
him
that.
up. you can lift him up, and that's where your popcorn is. So it's basically a Levi popcorn holder. And I was like,
That sounds
that looks
nice.
really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And like right beside that, there's a store selling like the Attack on Titan Survey Corps cloaks and like different costumes and different clothing. But the actual ride was closed for
Okay.
some reason. I don't know why, but there was a sign up front saying the Attack on Titan ride is closed for the season. And
It's
we were like,
probably
oh,
it's probably due to COVID and the fact that Levi didn't go wipe it with his duster a lot. Probably that, you know.
Do they have any
probably
other
that.
anime over there in USG? Or other than Attack on
Um,
Titan?
yeah, there was a Hunter x Hunter little ride.
Oh,
Well, not ride, but experience. So it was a 4D video, and thankfully, I talked my girlfriend into going with me
nice. You
because I was
have
like, I
to.
need to watch this Hunter x Hunter thing. I need
You
to watch
have
this
to.
Hunter x Hunter thing. Um,
That's
so
hilarious.
like a 2 second description. They open it up. They say, "Welcome to the auction," and you go, "What? What auction?" They're like, "Today's items are um, the red eyes. What the guy's names? Kurapika's
Yeah,
fair
Kurapika. Yeah,
type,
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I
but
I heard, yeah.
their eyes, and then like a chimera ant egg and
Oh wow.
Uh,
Nice.
one I forgot the third one, but then the fourth one was a Sailor Moon doll, and they're like, "We wonder how this got here." I'm like, "Hey, hey, nice reference to the wife." Um, and
That's
then
true, man. You know what? I didn't get it at first. That's a good one.
we wonder how this doll got here. I'm like, nice reference. And
Damn.
then the actual thing is like the standard 4D attraction. So it was like 3D, massive 3D screen, and then your seat would shake and like air would blow at you and like they would spray water at you depending on what's going on the screen. And it was really cool. It was cool.
Was there anything Gurido Island related in the video?
No, no Great Island stuff, I don't think.
But I
I don't
wish they would
remember
do
any
like a
Great
whole
Island.
park where it's just Gurido Island and you have the
Kind
cars in
of
between. I love Gurido Island.
was there any kind of like One Piece stuff? I heard there was supposed to be like something like One Piece or a Detective Conan or Sailor Moon shows or
Oh,
something.
Felipe, you would have lost your mind with all the One Piece stuff. Oh
Uh
my God, you would have been like in heaven. There was a Sanji restaurant that was always sold out. There
What?
oh
was a giant One Piece stage show that was always sold out. There was a One Piece 4D experience like the Hunter x Hunter one.
oh my god.
There was a One Piece roller coaster, which I actually did, where it wasn't really One Piece themed. It was just a normal roller coaster, and then they would play One Piece music behind you. So it sounded like, and like Luffy was like, "Hey, watch out! The next turn's scary." And I'm like, "Okay, whatever." But then there was like One Piece merch everywhere. There was One Piece merchandise. There was One Piece like photo ops. Like there was so much One Piece stuff. Felipe would have lost his crap,
When
lost
are
his
you
shit.
going,
See,
Felipe?
this is like when I was in Osaka, I could have gone to USJ, but that was before Mario Land. But then again, you can't go alone. You have to enjoy with
Yeah,
friends. Whether it's
yeah.
just one person or a group, you can't go alone. I have a friend who went alone, but I'm like, how do you do this? You just want to be there for the sake of like bragging rights? Anyway, I do have one comment, and then we can close it maybe. Did you guys hear that they plan to release a Donkey Kong theme park?
What?
Yes.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah,
It's
they're
Rashido.
already working on the Donkey Kong expansion. It should be finished by
Okay.
2024, they said.
So it's gonna be part of
Yeah.
the Mario Land. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Felipe informing us.
all of us informing each other, but I like more for you to come to look forward to Rashido come visit so
I
we can
cannot
go.
wait, man. I truly cannot wait. Is it even? I think Japan is still closed for tourists, right?
Yeah.
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 Basically.
So you can imagine how much money they'll be making. sold out, selling
The
out
whole world
every.
has opened back up. Like Japan is the only country that's like not. Well, I mean, maybe not the only one, but like
They live in their own bubble.
yeah.
Oh.
All right,
Pros and cons of being in their own bubble. But yes,
Felipe.
anything else? All right, there's nothing else. So thanks a lot, man. Kakashi, Rashido. Oh, of course, you got goodies and merchandise. So
Of
thanks
Oh,
for,
that's
course.
sick. That's nice.
Of course.
of course. So thanks for this mind-opening experience, Matt. We live through you. So stay informed, guys.